Do you remember that customer who once came in and he wanted to buy a unit? She's making me laugh now. She's like... I was about to tell a story about... because I bumped into him last night. So last night I was at Clarendale. Since there with his 2 kids, he came over, gave me a handshake. When I first met that guy, he was so excited to buy his first property, and it was a unit. He didn't know that 10 years before, I bought my first unit and I kept it for 8 years and sold it and burnt 70 grand. He didn't know that I was writing home loans back when Hamilton was being built. There was no Hamilton yet. None of that cool precinct. They just started putting them up. People bought them off the plan. And when they started settling, they were losing hundreds of thousands of dollars because the property market is smashed. And they were coming to me trying to get loans, and I would say, I'm sorry, man, it doesn't stack up. Your LVR is too high. You're borrowing more than 100% because the value's gone down. That people were losing their deposits. He didn't know that when he was sitting across the table from me. But I shared those stories. I'm big on sharing my successes, the things that worked for me, the things that didn't. I told him that, and that was the first time someone had actually ripped up the contract in front of me, and he thanked me. He bought his first house in Tarragindi, and now the guy owns 3 houses. So I'm big on sharing. Even with you, Tia, you're now 23, and you bought your first house when you're 22. Tell the guys how that went down. Tell them the auction. I remember that.
I guess the journey came from not even thinking I could buy a house, but working at MAD, you kind of have everyone around you that supports you and things like that. So the first auction that I went to, I thought I was going to get the property. It was in Hayford Street in Mount Gravatt. So I was very excited, went to the auction, took everyone from work and everything like that, and then didn't get the house. Room full of people at an auction room, so that was very disappointing. But the following week we went, I think it came up on realestate.com, and we had a look at it. When the day before the auction, we went and had a look at the house, and I was like, nah, this is not the house. I don't want it. George called, I think, the real estate agent at the time, and we offered $650. And then he's like, no, just wait for the auction. We haven't got, many people, registered or interested kind of thing. And then I go to the auction. I actually took Arthur that used to work here. There was 6 other auctions at that same night, and everything was going for more than $1 million. So I was a bit worried because I was like, oh my God, it's $1 million. You just had your second daughter, Eleni. So we were on FaceTime, we we're getting excited. And there was only 4 people that bidded against me kind of thing. So, well, not against me, I won in the end, which was very exciting. But I think the whole experience that we all got to go through that together was just exciting because we bring each other up. So it was good, but in the end I was like, I don't want this house, it's ugly. I couldn't look past its flaws. So, but now a year on, I've renovated the whole property. So it was good because I've used other people in the business that can help me like with interior design or just like ideas and things like that. And even talking to we call them our MAD contacts, so like builders that we can chat to because everyone wants to support us in our MAD community. So it's good. A year on and I've renovated the whole property, so it's good.
It's been a year. How much did you pay for that property? $630?
Yeah.
How much do you reckon you spent on the reno?
I think it was like 110.
110? 110? So $630 plus 110, so it probably owes you $750 with stamps. And what did the bank value come in at?
It was $1,050,000.
Not bad tier for 23. And you will be buying your second property next year because that's what you need to do in your 20s. To get ahead, you got to just buy some properties, get the capital growth. You can't save that cash. It's too hard in this country. Paying all the taxes we pay, you got to buy resi properties and then eventually get into commercial properties. But for you to get the equity to do that, you got to buy the resis first. So yeah, I think sharing is everything. And so we share our wins and our losses. I lost money on units personally, and I've seen customers lose money, and that's why I have those conversations with customers. Most brokers will just write the loan. Someone's walked into their office with a contract to sale, they wouldn't say anything and just say, this is a loan for you. Where I like having a bit more of a deeper conversation because I'm very long-term with the customers. And that's why in 11 years, not many people have ever left us because we help them buy the first, the second, the third. We'll teach them what we need to do because we practice what we preach.
So true.